very close to starting the 2020 Romanceathon, and so here is the introduction to my second vlog. I hope you guys enjoy this. I know it's going to be a little long, but let's jump right in. I'll show you the books we're going to be reading, and then I will be hanging out with you guys for the week. So if you watched my Romanceathon TBR I just posted, you already know what books I'm going to be reading, but I'll go over them briefly. One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid is about this girl named Emma who is married, and her husband like goes off on this trip or something, and he's presumed dead. He doesn't come back, and then so she moves on with her life like years down the road, and then her husband does come back, and she has to pick between the man that she's engaged to and then her husband. So Taylor Jenkins Reid I'm very excited to get to. I don't know which order these are going to be in, but this is definitely one I'm most looking forward to. And this will be set for the prompt of the favorite romance trope. So I'm going to go with the love triangle. That's what's going to be my favorite trope, I guess. The next one is Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. This one is a YA romance. I don't really know too much going into it. I just know that it's YA, and I just know that it's a cute love story. So I've heard really good things about it, and I'm excited to get to this one pretty soon too. And this is going to be for the illustrated cover. One of the prompts is for 5 words in the title. So I have My Favorite Half Night Stand by Christina Lauren. I tried to read this before. I didn't have a physical copy of the book. I only had the audiobook, and I didn't like the audiobook, so I bought the physical copy. We'll see if I can get into it. This one I think is just the boundary crossing between friends to lovers kind of trope. So this is probably like the least one. They're the one I want to read least, so we'll see if we get to it. The other two I'm waiting for them to come in the mail. It's the buddy read called If I Never Met You by Mari McFarlane, and that one I think is just like a fake dating setup. That's all I know about that one. And then the other one is My Worst Best Man. I just rented it on audio. That's by Mia Sosa. So I have the audiobook rented from either Libby or Hoopla, I can't remember, and I'll be starting that come midnight because it is the day before the readathon, well, a couple hours before the readathon, so I'm going to be getting to that one as soon as it hits midnight. That one is about a wedding planner who gets stood up on an altar, and she ends up like having to work with the guy that was their best man in the wedding or something along those lines. So yeah, I'm going to be starting that one first. And then one I'm also looking into is something by Emma Scott. I haven't decided which one, but if I don't decide to read My Favorite Half Night Stand, I'm gonna read one from Emma Scott. So that's another option. We'll see where this reading journey takes me. So I'm very excited to get started. I can't wait to see what you guys read and what everybody thinks about the buddy read. And yeah, enjoy this vlog, and I hope you stick with me. Check in with you later. Hi guys. So it is 1:17, and I just read or listened to a good chunk of The Worst Best Man. So I'm going to share with you guys my thoughts so far. So we have feisty, sassy Brazilian woman named Carolina. And then, okay, so she's a wedding planner. She's really, really good at her job. She makes other people happy. She handles traumatic situations and horrendous incidences when it comes to people's weddings. And so the book starts out with, we're hearing from a man named Max, who is Lena's fiance's best man / brother. This is Lena's wedding day. She's ready to go, she's ready to get married, and Max gets a text message from his brother. Now I can't remember his name. It's either Ethan or like Andrew or something, but he gets a text from, we'll call him Andrew, and it says basically like, you're right man, I can't marry her, and so kind of like do with that what you will. And so Max is kind of left being the schmuck who has to tell this bride who's ready to walk down the aisle, who plans other people's weddings for a living, and she's about to be miserable. And so Max has to go down there and tell her what's going on, and that's kind of where their relationship stopped. Lena always kind of looked at him like a douchebag because in the text message that her fiance had written to him, it said, you know, you were right, man. So something that Max said to his brother was kind of like the pushing point, or the breaking point, which made his brother decide not to get married. So years down the road, Lena is at like the height of her career, and she gets this business opportunity to grow her business exponentially, and she meets up with this woman who she actually met at a wedding that she was planning, and it has to do with a hotel. I think they're like, they want to expand their name, and she wants her to have weddings and plan weddings for and inside their hotel, something like that. And so Carolina's like over the moon excited. She thinks she's a great candidate for the job, but when she goes to the office to have a meeting with this woman, she says, well, you're gonna have to work with someone, you know, in a collaboration to kind of like pitch to us why you're good for the job. And so who but none other than the one man she doesn't want to see, she has to be partnered with, and that is Max and his brother. But Max is the one that's going to work one-on-one with her during this project. So right off the bat, their relationship is kind of at a weird, you know, spot, because they went from hating each other and never seeing each other, never talking, to working together one-on-one. And so we're getting tons and tons of cheeky, snarky, like witty banter, the stuff I eat up, and I'm just really enjoying it. The audiobook is actually really good. There is a male and a female playing the parts of Max and Lena, and whoever reads for Lena, she can speak or read Portuguese really well, and it's like absolutely beautiful. I love when there is a main character of a different culture. I love hearing other languages. I just think it's the most beautiful thing, and especially in books, because if I were just sitting there reading it, I look the words up to hear the accent, to hear the whole, like, to get the whole experience. And then the guy who plays Max, he has a really sexy voice, I will say. So it's fun hearing from both of them. And they're really good with their like tone and their dialect, because even when they're switching off in characters, it's not like corny, like when guys have to play female voices and when females have to play male voices, and they just make it so incredibly corny. It's not like that at all. So I am very much enjoying the audiobook. I highly recommend it. And who knows, when I get the actual book, maybe I'll just do a read along with the audiobook, because I am enjoying it so much. So far, the book is great, the writing's great, the audiobook's great, and the story's fun and cute. So far, I'm getting the same vibes that I did with The Unhoneymooners. And even the characters are very similar, in my opinion. So I'm enjoying it to the full. I loved that book. So, yeah, I am going to probably, my fiance will be home in like 15 minutes. So I'm probably going to keep listening to the book. Probably set a sleep timer, because I actually am getting tired. And then I will go in bed when he gets home and probably fall asleep to The Worst Best Man. We shall see. I will see you guys later. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. I slept in a little bit today because I was up really late listening to the audiobook of The Worst Best Man. So I'm gonna do some house chores and listen to it some more and try to finish it today. And I will keep you posted on my thoughts. I'll probably do a video in a little bit after I listen to it. I listen to it on like 2, whatever the mode is. I usually put it on 2 because I can process fast, I guess. I don't know. So I go through it pretty quick. And Libby, I think, lets you go up to 2. So I think, yeah, that's what I keep it at. So I plan to do that, do some chores, and then I will grab a cup of coffee and meet you guys back here. Okay, friends, we got our coffee, we did our dishes. It's a good morning. So it's actually almost 3 o'clock. My fiance is already at work, so it's quiet. I got a lot of chores done. This is actually my 2nd cup of coffee. And I am almost finished with The Worst Best Man. I think I'm almost finished. Probably when I go run some errands later tonight, I will finish it in the car ride. What was starting to be a 5-star has slowly, actually quickly, died down to a 3-star. And I'll tell you why. So I have mentioned this before in other videos. I am not a fan of a lot of adult romances because of the scenes where a couple is intimate. Now, not to say like I'm a prude or like don't know what's going on, but that's just it. I know what's going on. Everybody knows how it works, and some things just don't need to be that vivid and that detailed. Now, in this book, in this situation, it went from like 0 to 60, and it was just cringe-worthy. And again, this is probably just like a thing for me. It's just my, unpopular opinion. I know a lot of women love it. I used to love it way back in the day, but yeah, it's just not for me anymore. I find the scenes to be just that, cringeworthy. Like, I can't get through them because I'm like, ugh. Like, hearing people talk to each other during it all and like the words they use, I'm all set with it. I can't get into it. So I did unfortunately listen to the whole thing, and it was kind of funny because my fiance was sitting right there while I was listening to it all. But yeah, it quickly went from a 5-star to a 3-star, and I have a feeling that that's just gonna be my opinion on a lot of romances, which is why romance isn't a huge genre for me. And that's the thing too, is like a lot of romances, it can be handled very well. Like how I look at it is like in thrillers and mysteries, if there's a sex scene about to happen, they kind of just graze over it, and then they talk about the next day like, oh yeah, they had sex. And it's not like what he does to her and what he says to her and what he calls this and what she says to him. That's the stuff that I'm just like, ugh, I can't do it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Please tell me if it's just me. And maybe just adult romances are not my thing. I tend to stay away from them because I don't find that part of romance interesting or entertaining anymore. And that's also why I think I stray to young adult romance, because there's not a lot of sex going on, not a lot of intimacy, because they're so young and innocent. So, yeah, I'm disappointed, but I kind of had a feeling that because of how I am, my interests and whatnot, that's just what it's got to come to. But I'm still gonna finish it. I'm not a quitter. With that being said, I love witty banter and flirting, and like, he makes me feel like this when he looks at me or when he kisses me, like that stuff, I'll eat that up. But yeah, as soon as they get in the bedroom, it's just like, ugh, damn it. But whatever. So I'm gonna finish the rest of it. Probably just enjoy some downtime outside on the porch with my coffee, even though I might turn this to iced coffee because it's freaking hot out again. And I will update you guys when I finish the book. I should finish it probably in a couple hours. So I will see you then. Okay guys, I'm back. It is so hot out. I can't do it. I switched to cranberry juice because that hot coffee was making me sick. So I finished the book. I finished The Worst Man, and it's staying at a 3-star, unfortunately. I'd say the ending was good, predictable, but good. And the rest of the story was just meh. It was okay. I'm not like, oh my god, that was such a disappointment, I'm so sad that I wasted my time, but I'm also not like in love with it. And I wouldn't even say just the sex scenes ruined it for me. I'd say overall it was just like I expected more of it, and I just didn't get that. I felt like it's one of those like books that becomes a movie that only makes it to Netflix. But again, I love the writing was very good, but also I have to add in Lena's character started out really strong for me. I really, really liked her. But as time went on, she was just annoying. She was annoying, and she was like pretentious, and just, I don't know. I did not end up liking her in the end. So, that was weird. I've never really like loved a character in the beginning and then not by the end of it. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of Lena, and I just think like her issues are just like, I don't know, just boring, because they're not like life-altering issues. I mean, yeah, she definitely had a man leave her at the altar, but I don't know. I'm just gonna keep going off, so I'll just leave it at that. 3-star. I'll probably get more into my feelings during my wrap-up, but other than that, I honestly can't even remember some of it, and I just finished it, so it's definitely not an important book to me. But I hope that if you guys picked it up, you enjoyed it, and if you didn't, let me know what you did think. So I'm gonna drink some more cranberry juice, and I don't know, maybe take a nap, maybe take a shower, because it's hot. Good morning. So my idea was to come out here and record this video while my fiance is sleeping, but it is so freaking hot out. So this is gonna be a quick clip. I actually switched up last night, and instead of reading One True Loves, I decided to start Eleanor and Park, and I actually got, I think I'm like 100 pages in, 114. I am in love with this story so far. I'm so excited that I picked this one. People are commenting on my TBR, and they're saying this book's amazing, and I'm right there with them. I'm loving it so far. I'm loving the relationship between Park and Eleanor, and just their characters, and Eleanor's story. It's so sad, and so yeah, I'm loving this. So last night I got like probably, I don't know, 70-ish pages in, but I had to go to sleep. I was so tired. And then this morning I woke up and I read another, whatever, the rest, 30, 40 pages. And yeah, I'm just like in love with this story. But we're only on day 2 of the Romanceathon, so I'm doing pretty good so far. I finished The Worst Man, and I'm like 1/3 of the way done with this one. And then I'm still waiting for my buddy Reed to come in, and then I'll start One True Loves once I'm finished with this one. I kind of just wanted like a not so serious one, and I feel like One True Loves is gonna be pretty serious. So but actually Eleanor and Park is pretty serious too, but it's more, you know, they're young, they're in high school, I think they're 16, so it's a little bit of a break from the adult romance, which I'm actually really loving. I love the innocence of a first relationship, and that's definitely what this has. So yeah, I'm gonna read some more outside, and I will update you guys when I read some more. See you later. We're back. It is day 2 of the Romanceathon, and I actually am working on Eleanor and Park still, a little bit farther than I was. Not too much going on other than like them falling in love, and it's wicked cute. I'm really enjoying it so far, so I hope to finish this. I have like probably like 6 hours of downtime, so yeah, I'm gonna try to finish this and update you guys on my final rating and whatnot, and then I will honestly, depending on my mood, try to start the next book right after. So just in a reading mood today, which is great for a readathon. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and I'll get back to you guys. See you later. I forgot to mention that this is also set in 1986, which is super cool. I love it. They talk a lot about the bands in the 80s and things that people were wearing, like the acid wash jeans and stuff like that. So that's really cool too. Alright guys, I did it. I finished. Oh, it's so sad, but it's so good. Final thoughts, well, definitely a 5-star rating, which I'm not too surprised from Rainbow Ruelle. This book hit a lot of topics I didn't think it would, and it's just about one true loves and first romances, and it was so good. It was so sweet and so innocent, and that's what I love about it. And this is why I wanted to read a young adult romance for this readathon, because some of the other, adult romances are just like too much reality. And this just like brings me back. And poor Eleanor, like, oh, my heart was breaking for her. And then Park is just the best guy in the whole world. What a sweetheart. I love them. I love their characters. I love the story. I will definitely read this again someday. Yeah, I just love this. Thank you so much for everybody that recommended it, because I probably would not have picked it up if I was not told about it. So my first 5-star for this readathon, Romanceathon, and I'm probably gonna hop right into another book, actually. That's what I also like about this, is it's not giving me like reading hangovers. So I do definitely recommend this book. It's really sad at times, but just like overall such a beautiful story between, two kids that are going through different things, and yeah, it was just really, really good. So I highly recommend it. And I'm happy that I chose this one. I was kind of on the fence, but I'm really glad that I chose it and that I read this one first. So, highly recommend. 5 stars. On to the next one. Day 3, Romanceathon. It's really late in the afternoon. It's 3:37. So I have only read a little tiny bit today, but it's because my dog had a couple accidents last night, 3 to be exact. So I had to do a lot of carpet cleaning and vacuuming and just general cleaning. So I've been doing that all morning. And usually I would have my audiobook on, but my fiance was helping me, and we were vacuuming, and then we had the carpet cleaner going. So it was just not a good morning. But here we are again, almost 4 o'clock in the evening, and I'm gonna get started and really put a dent in some reading, because yeah, we're running out of time here. And of course, tonight is when all of my assignments are due, so I'll probably start those around 7 o'clock. So I'll get a good 3 hours of reading in, and hope that I put a real dent in some of these books. As you saw in the video, I just got my package for my buddy read. If if I never met you. And I was curious, so I did read a couple pages of it, and so 7 pages, and I feel like I'm gonna be into this one. I'm really hoping that I get, you know, at least one more that I like with this Romanceathon. So I'm gonna start. I don't know if I'm gonna start this one or if I'm gonna keep reading One True Loves. Now with this one, I haven't made much effort. I'm only on 14, and it's just because I haven't been focused. So between the two of these, they're gonna get read very soon. So yeah, I'm just gonna relax in my clean house. I just took a shower, probably gonna make some tea, and just read a ton, and I will check back with you guys in about 3 hours or so. See you later. Oh, guys, look what's on. It's Gone Girl. And this is why I can't read, because I get distracted, and now I want to watch this. I'm like actually putting a dent into One True Loves, and I'm sitting here like literally crying because it's just so sad. Taylor Jenkins Reid just has a way of doing that for me. I don't understand it, but I just got to the part where they find out that Jesse is not found when his plane crashes, and so we're just like hearing from Emma and how she's dealing with it, and that she's just so sad, and she's sobbing, and she's going through denial, and her family's all there to help her, and she just like wants to die because she lost her one true love, and it's just like, oh my god, it's so sad. I can't. So needless to say, I am enjoying this because it's Taylor Jenkins Reid. She keeps getting me with her freaking books. But yeah, no, it's really good so far. And even when it flashes back to where she like first met Jesse, and like her like little crush she had on him, and that they, you know, ended up together, and just their lifestyle together, and how they got to both pursue and then experience their dreams is just so amazing. And that's just like all of what true love is it not? So, yeah, I'm really enjoying this, but it is freaking sad. And like I said, this is my 3rd Taylor Jenkins Reid book, and I've cried for every single one of them, so this is no exception. Good morning, everyone. It is like 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's already hot, so we're definitely planning to go hang out at the pool today, and my mom's coming to visit, so we're going to get some reading done. So I actually did a very big chunk of reading last night. I'm on about 200 pages, and Jesse just came home, and so now we're kind of like getting to the point of the book, and that was, you know, what Emma's choice is gonna be between Jesse and Sam, and it's really sad. I actually was talking to my fiance about it last night, and just like the situation that Emma's going through, and like, could you believe like if this would happen to you, like what would you do, that kind of thing. And it's just such a sad topic to even think about. And what I love the most is that it's like, one second you're reading with Jesse and you're like, well, definitely she has to pick Jesse. That's her husband. Like, that was her first true love. That's the one she picked to be with for the rest of her life. And then you leave Jesse and you go see Sam, and then Sam's just such this like loving, kind-hearted, selfless soul. And it's just like, well, first of all, how the hell did she get so lucky to meet 2 amazing men that would give her the world and more if they could? And so, yeah, so reading from both of them is an interesting experience because you don't know who you want to pick personally. Like, I don't know who I want to win because one second I'm Team Sam, one second I'm Team Jesse. But yeah, and then at the same time, obviously, she's going through those same feelings. So it's like, oh my gosh, it's tough. I can't imagine being in that situation ever. And Taylor Jenkins Reid just knows how to capture your, like, all of the emotions that she describes on the pages. You just feel them. You're like 100% there. And it's just like, oh, it's so amazing. All of her experiences are just so amazing. Like, that is a writer. So I'm, needless to say, enjoying this experience as I knew I would. I just really needed to concentrate and, you know, put my effort into one book. If I leave this Romanceathon with nothing other than the fact that Taylor Jenkins Reid just got me again, I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm rambling. I'm tired. I'm so tired. I didn't go to sleep till 2, 3 o'clock, I think. Like, my eyes are so heavy. And I'm sunburnt. And I woke up at 7:30 because I got a text message about a new job offer. And I'm really, really, really excited about it. So I think I'm going to take the job. And yeah, it's just a huge opportunity for me to grow, you know, professionally, and also to be able to grow our family when me and my fiance are ready to start a family. I think this is a great opportunity for that to happen. So, good things on this end. I hope that you are all doing well and safe and taking care of yourselves. And yeah, so I'm gonna read, I'm gonna drink some tea, and then when he gets up, probably around noon, we'll head over to the pool and I'll get some reading done over there. So enjoy your day, and I will check in soon. Peace. Hey guys, so I apologize ahead of time because my neighbors are out with music, but I wanted to get a quick video in outside because it's really nice out. I just finished One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This actually might honestly be my favorite book of the year of 2020. It was so beautiful. And you'll see, you know, obviously, like, I had a lot of emotions reading this. I cried. I laughed in bits and parts of it. It was just all around a beautiful story. I'm so happy with her decision. And I actually found myself talking a lot about it with my fiance, and I was like, well, what would you do? And honestly, yeah, like, her decision was perfect. Her explanations were perfect. Taylor Jenkins Reid just does an amazing, phenomenal job of making you feel every feeling that is happening in her books. And she just captured every emotion that you would think, and she does such a good job in using words to describe it. Like, emotions are hard to describe, and she just has the most amazing way of doing it. So 5 stars. Definitely my favorite book for this readathon, and I'm gonna say for the year. I'm pretty sure it's gonna hold that spot. I'm definitely going to read this again someday, and I'm going to recommend it to everyone. Special shout out to Jacqueline from Wee Wee Bookin', who told me to read this one next. Thank you. I'm glad I did. Hey friends, so it's day 5, it's the end of day 5. I have failed in vlogging today. We just had a lot kind of going on. We went to the pool, we hung out with my fiance's family, a little bit of my family, and just ran errands. So, but surprisingly, I did get a good chunk of reading in. So I decided to pick up a rental from Hoopla called Forever Right Now by Emma Scott. I did a little bit of research through other booktubers to see what kind of romances they liked that were on the like light side of romance, and Emma Scott was highly recommended by quite a few people. So I picked that one off of Hoopla for an ebook, and so that one, it's basically about this girl named Darlene who is a recovering drug addict. She got in a lot of trouble in her younger years, and so she's kind of looking for a fresh start. She moves to California, I want to say LA, and then she wants to eventually pursue her dancing career again. And so she moves into this apartment building, this like beautiful Victorian house, and on the second floor she meets this guy named Sawyer. Sawyer is a single dad. He's going to school to be a lawyer, and one day he's like having this party, and this one night stand that he had came to this party and just kind of dropped the baby off, and she's like, oh, by the way, this is your kid, and then she dips, and so he's stuck raising this baby by himself while he's trying to be a lawyer, go to school and all that, pass the bar. So he has his own struggles, Darlene has hers, and they're kind of trying to stay away from one another, knowing that, you know, temptations could lead to trouble. They both have different things they need to focus on and not be involved in any kind of relationship. So they try to avoid one another, but right off the bat, that's where the book went south for me, because if you set it up like that, where it's, you know, there's gonna be temptations, but like trying to avoid one another, but then right off the bat, she's like inviting herself over to hang out with him and the baby, and to, you know, kind of like she gets herself involved. I just don't like her character one little tiny bit, because she's very much like, she calls herself out on getting attached easily, but even on the first day where she meets her NA sponsor, she has court ordered NA meetings she has to go to, and so right when she meets him, she's like, she tells, like, they become best friends, and she just like, I don't know, she's like way too open and comfortable with him for someone who she just met. So I don't really care for that character trait or those traits. They just, I don't know, it just seems very phony to me, the whole thing. And then I'm just gonna throw this little bit in here. Like I said, I got a good chunk of it in, so I'm gonna say I'm like over 50%. And the baby, I think her name is Olivia. She is only 13 months in this book. Now, mind you, I have worked with infants for 10 years, specifically infants between like 6 to 12 weeks to 15 months. That's pretty much my age group. Out of all of the infants that I've cared for, not one of them at 13 months old was saying and talking the way that this baby Olivia does. And I'm saying, like, she just met Darlene, and she'll like say her name and stuff, and she's putting two words together. Like, when she wants to be picked up, she says daddy up. Like, yes, it is possible, there are some gifted children, but no, I'm just, it's just so phony. I don't know, I'm just not liking this book at all. I'm glad that it was a borrowed book and I did not pay for it, because honestly, like, ugh, I'm just not a fan. So again, I know Emma Scott is for other people, but she might not be for me if this is kind of how her stories are. I was really intrigued with the synopsis, but I'm not feeling it. So I'm actually going to try to finish it between the rest of today, maybe tomorrow morning. I probably won't check in for another video just because it is getting late. So yeah, tomorrow is day 6, and that gives me 2 days to read 2 books. So I have the buddy read left, and then the one from Christina Lauren that I picked. So the one with Emma Scott is going to go under the new to me author, because I haven't read anything by her yet. So yeah, I'll probably finish that tonight, and I'll let you know about my thoughts tomorrow, even though I kind of feel like they're not going to change. This is probably going to be like a two star. It's not very entertaining at all. I'm not invested at all. So with that, I hope you all have a good night, and I will see you in the morning. Bye, guys. Hey, guys. It is 8 o'clock, actually, on day 6. I know I failed again in recording this morning, but it was kind of a lazy day. It rained, so I've been doing a lot of reading, and then we did some grocery shopping, and then we had some sushi for dinner. So I am fully diving into If I Never Met You, and I'm actually really enjoying it. We're on page 138, which is chapter 20, so a little over, about halfway through. So I'm really enjoying this. I'm not going to talk too much about it because we're going to be doing the buddy read with on Gabby's channel with Jacqueline. But so far I'm really liking it. I really love Lori's character. I also really like Jamie's character. And the dynamic between the two of them right now, we're kind of getting that setup of the fake relationship trope, which I really do like. So yeah, we're getting into that, and I really, really like it so far. I finished Forever Right Now by Emma Scott. I gave it a 2 stars. 2 stars. I just wasn't a fan. Like I said, the characters and the way that the relationship developed was just so phony to me, and it was just like a quick pace relationship, which I guess I get is like some people like that, but I don't. I just find it to be really fake, especially when the whole thing is like they don't want to be in a relationship, but they fall so easily because they didn't really try to not have that temptation available. So yeah, I wasn't a fan, but that was my new to me author. We're working on this one, should be done tonight. So I probably won't check in again until tomorrow, because there's not much else going on. I'm just gonna read this probably for the rest of the night, and then maybe start my favorite half night stand tonight. We shall see. So I will check in with you guys tomorrow. See you later. Good morning, guys. It's day 7. We made it. We're here. Unfortunately, I made the decision last night that I'm not going to be reading the 6th book for the 5 words in the title, My Favorite Half Night Stand by Christina Lauren. I still think I'm gonna get rid of this, to be honest, but yeah, I'm not gonna read it today, so I'm not gonna finish it for the Romanceathon. So we're almost done with this. I have about, I don't know, that much left. So we're on page 319. So I'm going to get a pedicure in about 10 minutes, and I'm going to bring that with me and hopefully finish it there. And then I will check in with you guys. But yeah, I'm going to finish this book, and I realized that this fits all of the criteria for the prompts. It's got the 5 words, it's illustrated, it's a new to me author, it's 2020 release. I think that was all of them. Oh, and it's it's a fake dating trope, which can be probably a lot of people's favorites. So it fits in all the categories, so I'm just gonna throw it in there with I read one with 5 words in the title. It just was picked for me, so I am enjoying this one. It's probably gonna be around a 4 star, but yeah, I'm almost done with it, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this while I get my feet all prettified, and I will check in with you guys later. See ya. Alright guys, we're gonna have to record while I'm shucking some corn. We're making barbecue chicken for lunch and corn on the cob. So I just finished If I Never Met You by Mari McFarlane, and I loved it, surprisingly. I really wasn't sure going into it, but yeah, I actually really, really enjoyed it. So, and I loved Lori's character throughout the entire book, as well as Jamie's. I kind of have a crush on Jamie. And I just love how the ending came out and how, you know, they ended up falling in love and stuff. And it was very tastefully done, the whole entire story, because it could have been like your typical cliche. Like, all I kept thinking about was The Proposal, that movie with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. So it could have totally went, well, it kind of did go the same way, but I appreciated the way it was done. I thought it was really good and unique. So yeah, I'm excited to do the buddy talk or read, whatever it is, tonight. And oh, there goes my bread. And I'm excited to hear everybody else's thoughts on it. I really enjoyed it. I thought the writing was really good, and I would definitely pick up more from Mari McFarlane. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. So yeah, so I did decide I'm going to cancel that last book. It's just going to be 5 books. I have some projects due tonight, and it's my last day before work, so I'm going to try to, you know, relax, and I'm not going to read something that I already didn't like in the beginning just to get that last book in. So I'm going to include that one from If I Never Met You as the prompt for the 5 words in the title. But yeah, overall this experience has been really interesting. It was my first readathon that I like actively contributed to, and I got to read some amazing books. Definitely Eleanor and Park was one of my favorites of the year, and One True Loves is currently holding my favorite spot for my favorite book in 2020. So I'm just really excited that I got to have the experience for those books, and there were 2 that I didn't like so much, but definitely these 3 made it worth it. So I can't wait to do it again next year. I'm going to definitely do some more preparing for it next year. But yeah, overall, fun experience. I enjoyed myself, and I can't wait to do the buddy group and hear what everybody else's thoughts were and see what everyone else read over this time period. And I will definitely include my thoughts for all of these books in a brief wrap-up for my end of the month wrap-up, because I have read a lot of books this month, so I have a feeling that video is going to be long, as is this one. So hopefully I can edit this relatively soon and get it up sometime during this week so it's not too late. There is a lot of footage to cover, so we'll see. But thank you guys for hanging out with me this week. It's been a really fun experience, and I'm glad I got to share it and cover all of the, you know, stuff that I did and all the thoughts and opinions that I've had, you know, fresh while reading it. I feel like that can be tough sometimes, is when you read a book at the beginning of the month and, you know, your feelings are so raw in the like right when you finish it, and then by the time you're doing your wrap up, you kind of miss those feelings that you had because it wasn't fresh from reading. So this was a cool experience because I got to show you guys. I mean, you saw me crying for One True Love. So yeah, it was a fun experience, and I hope that you guys enjoy this video. And I probably won't do too many vlogs because it is a lot of work, but I thought, you know, first readathon, I finally hit 50 subscribers. So yeah, we did this video for that. So thank you again so very much for staying with me, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys all soon. Bye.